Welcome to Lease for Nature podcast. I'm your host, Poetic Headset, and here where are the two hosts, Penguin Leader and
Hello.
Big Brother Alex.
Hello, how are you?
All right, so how are you guys doing today?
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, I'm feeling
Ooh.
great.
Had a
It's
good morning.
Oh, that's good. I mean, I'm
oh,
feeling so pretty. I'm sorry.
oh man, that was
Oh man, that's a really
oh,
bad joke.
oh
Anyways,
you were really waiting for that.
yeah, I was just thinking on the spot. So,
Oh yeah,
anyways,
that's cool.
It's okay.
That's
We all know
something.
you're fabulous.
I know, right?
Yeah,
So we're gonna get into this right away. So we're gonna get into the music stages. I mean, I guess in a brief summary right now is that Nature is doing they're doing their promotions, and they've been doing it since what, last week, the last 2 weeks
yeah.
or a week or so, and they're doing it without Lou. So it's a little
That's a
weird,
bummer.
but I've seen the
That's really
videos.
weird.
But I think they're doing so well. What do you guys think about their music stages so far?
I think there's definitely it's noticeable difference, but they're rolling with it, and they're they're making do with what they have, and it's still coming out as a good production.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm getting that feeling too. I mean, I mean,
I
they
think they are
did.
doing like sorry.
It, no, it's fine. I mean, they lost Lou, which was pretty big, and they had to make
Mm.
a lot of. I don't know. They probably had to do some quick adjustments right there and then, especially the fact that it happened like 3 days before their debut. No, not debut. Their comeback showcase. So when they
Yeah.
got into the music stages, it probably did feel a bit weird.
Oh yeah,
And
having to change up choreography and stuff that quickly.
although although it may have felt weird, I think Sebum, I think she really liked the limelight though. The fact that she's fully centered a lot of times in this music
And
stages
and
this
she
time
is
around.
the leader now in a way. She is the taking the responsibilities when Lou is not there.
I have a I have a question though
Yeah,
about this whole thing. I know I'm one of the hosts, but I haven't been in nature since the beginning, and I know you two been.
yeah.
What was Sunshine's role here? Like, what was her thing? She sounds like she's part of the leadership because when they did the showcase, the comeback showcase, it looked like Lou was looking at Sebum and Sunshine. Like they're the ones that actually fixed the situation, worked it out with the members, and actually did all the adjustments. So
Sunshine is just talkative. Sunshine is sunshine. You can't.
She's a vitamin, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah. She likes to talk. She's the one that wants to explain things. Like
yeah,
usually Makne doesn't do that, but she's
She
a
likes
unique
being really
Makne.
active.
Yeah, she likes to talk.
Like really active
Active,
with
active. Yeah,
emphasis.
no, I seen that too. I seen the reality show that she's active,
yeah.
and when we get to the next segment, I also seen that there too. I wanted to know because it felt like she has some sort of leadership role part into nature, and when you do see in the
Yeah,
music stages, it does seem like it in that sort of way. I mean, Sebum is the one that's taking role for sure.
yeah.
I just feel like Sunshine has
I
something
think
else in there
that
You
too.
know,
part of
Sunshine
the
is
reason
like a spokesperson in a way, because it's
I,
so natural for her. It
Okay.
seems like there are a lot of members that like my bias and Uchai, and that it's not that natural to be on the spotlight, but Sunshine and Loha loves it, and you can see it and hear it every time.
Mm.
I think that's good. I think that's a big part of the personality of. So I think it works really well.
oh yeah,
Okay.
that's one of the good things is
Yeah.
they're having fun with it.
Yeah, that's what I talked last time. That it's not. They're just
It's not
enjoying the
just their
moment.
career,
Yeah,
it's their hobby. They're having fun. They're enjoying it.
Yeah. The other thing I'm gonna say right now, and you know, I've been looking at footages for some time now, and I was like, one of the biggest improvements I saw from this time around, and what I saw from the other footages from their previous comebacks, the member that I saw that had the most improvement was Loha. Before I was like, okay, her dancing is good, it's okay and stuff. Now I'm like, oh, this this girl has done a lot of work. Like
yeah,
she's literally on the spot this time around. And when I saw the music stages, she really is showing up now. Before it felt like she was there. She's like she's new, so she's getting that rookie vibe thing going on, and she hasn't really gotten used to the stage yet. But now she's owning it now. So
I mean, not just that, she had a place to fill.
yeah,
true.
I mean, because they originally were going to be said 9 members. And so it's not just her just joining late, it's she had a spot to fill and a personality to bring that was kind of different than what we already had.
yeah. I
So
think
she
she was the
she had to
perfect.
end up being her own uniqueness.
Yeah,
So it
she was
just
the
took a little bit.
perfect. Yeah,
Yeah.
she was the
Well,
perfect fit. Like I personally think that she was the perfect fit. She gave something extra to the group. Something like
it's just yeah, it's just my opinion in the beginning of like when she first came into the group, and I saw like Fack in the Star, certain footages. It really looks like at that time that she's trying to show like who she really is, right? Like she's trying to,
mm,
but at the same time, it felt a bit forced in that sense. That's how I feel. This is my
mm,
opinion on this whole thing.
Well,
And
yeah, no, I totally agree with what you're saying. It
mm,
it didn't feel natural, for lack of better terms. It was, yeah, it was a little bit like forced or pushed. So it's, I mean, it was noticeable. Maybe not too much to some people, but to most people, it was noticeable.
yeah, she wasn't like a part of the leader group or lead. Like now, I think she has found her own place, and that's really cool
yeah,
to see.
and you got. I think this also helped. I mean, I think the reality show really helped them grow as a group also, and
Yeah,
you've really seen this. Like Loha really has grown with these girls now. Like we could really say, okay, they all are all for one for all. And back then it was
yeah,
like it was still messy. They were still working the situation. I know even with the loss of Gaga, you really can't. I mean, you could see it, but at this point, I'm like, it's fine. They're really working. They're really getting the
yeah.
job done with whatever members they have that's doing the comeback now. So that's what I'm
Yeah,
seeing with the
I
music
think
stages.
maybe it's something extra motivation that there's no Gaga and Lou. I think it's like you can even see that maybe it's extra motivation. Then now we have to do it like best we can. Like even we don't have two members performing, so it's kind of like I really love all the I'm so pretty stages, but I absolutely adore the shut up stage performance. I think that's really good. I think they are like really having fun with it,
Hmm.
but it's really
That's true.
I really like it. I really like it a lot.
Yeah. All
I
right.
think they have done only once the whole song. Like usually, like every time in K-pop, the B-side song performance is like 1 minute, 1 minute 30 seconds.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. All right. Before we get to what are the second segment, do you have any thoughts? I mean, me and Alex already talked about the album. I want to know what your thoughts on the album is, because it's good. It's good to get another opinion about the album itself.
Oh boy. I mean, it's got its own what? Not necessarily personality. It's got its own vibe, and
Mm.
I like how it flows. I guess I could say.
Oh, I see. I see. Do you have any personal like? Do you have any favorite song that you liked in there that really like jumped at you? Like that should have been the main track, or that's the good song, or that's a great song.
Uh, Not with this one. Like I think they chose how they chose it worked well. Um, I mean, with all the choreography and then the music, I don't think that there was one that could have been better than the other, so to speak.
Oh, I see. I see.
Like they all have their own little what melody and method to their
So
madness.
so none of the songs really jumped at you to the point like, yeah, that was the good song. So
I mean, I've listened to it once, so it's,
Oh man.
it takes a couple times to like really like you hear it once and you're like, okay, cool, yeah, so that's what that song is. But there's certain songs that you wouldn't like but grow on you over time, and then there's songs that
sure.
you liked in the beginning but don't like over time. So I
Yeah.
think the more I listen to it, I'd probably figure out those few that jump out and don't jump out. But as of right now, I mean, they're all great. So
All right, all right. I just wanted to ask that question about the album because you know we had our discussion about it. We're like, okay, it's a
yeah,
bit more mature. It's like it's a little bit different. You know, the signatures of nature. It's there. It's just I think they've grown up a little bit in this one. And
oh for sure.
of course, this one really. I think this one really focuses on Chiben and Sebon, personality wise. I mean, that's what I see.
Oh
Although
yeah,
I think, although I think Lou also, but it's you can always argue or beg to differ on that one. So wow, we really threw this whole thing here. Okay, so all right, the next time we hear is Idol Room. I know Alex, you've been watching this, you've
Yeah.
been watching this nonstop. So
Yeah,
oh
I'm
my gosh.
obsessed with it. I mean, like, I don't know. I kind of, I watch it not like almost every day. It sounds that I'm a chunky or something like. I need that.
Yeah.
I need that nature fix.
Okay.
No,
Before yeah,
mm,
I just want to add that I think this one when when they actually did the shooting for this idol room, it was probably before Lou got injured because she's
yes, it
walking
was.
there. So I'm like,
Yeah,
wait,
because
yeah.
she was
she's
It was
walking
performing
there
perfectly fine.
and playing and
in the
doing
perfect.
everything Lou does, and she was perfect in it. I
She
think
was the
she was
perfect
like
comedian. That's hilarious.
she was
They
she was
considered a
like
comedian.
she even showed us new sides of her, like the way she was just went with the flow and wanted to give something extra. It was oh, it's so funny. That's why I really like to see it many times because every time it at least I won't get not tired of it at all. So
Yeah,
I'm just proud of the girls. Like all the time, I'm saying, they got to the idol room.
that's
It's a big achievement in a way. Like if you
Not
watch,
only did they get to
yeah,
Idol Room, they got to it so quickly.
yeah, that's true.
everyone.
Like
I think. Yeah, I think everyone's surprised. They're like, "Whoa, nature got into idol
Yeah,
room.
I
What?"
just think so. Yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
wait, what? They got in there. And if you know like the list of
um,
artists that went to Idol Room, it's insane. So they're part of that
yeah.
list now for this year. So, oh my gosh, like
it's
was
Yeah, I
it?
was
elite status, that's for sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
was a
mean, you
big
had.
thing. Yeah,
I mean, they had Promise Nine. They had Somi there. Who else was there in that sense? I think I know those two. Like that's the one I can think on top of my head. But overall, just knowing those two, it's pretty big already. I mean, shoot.
Yeah,
Woo!
from
So
small groups there were, I think the only small groups were Bandit and Dream Note, and they were together there.
yeah, yeah.
Every other group has been like well known, so people are not like asking who are they?
Who
Like,
they?
you know, Vicky Mickey, what is it called? Wiki Mickey? They are not like totally popular, but you know, people know them. So
Well,
Mhm.
we already know why, but anyways. so,
yeah, yeah.
so what's your favorite segment overall so far in terms of
So
in the
we're
idol
going to
room?
the spoilers now.
It's not a spoiler. We're talking
Oh,
about it, so
yeah,
I wouldn't
I
call it a
can say
spoiler.
that
This one.
I can say that Haru is the star of the program. It wasn't a like a big surprise, but you know um you can see that the MCs are kind of really taken about what Haru can do and her like personality and stuff. She's like perfect for that. She's exactly in the show like she is in every like she doesn't have any how do you say sorry my English doesn't have any boundaries in a way. Like you can see that some of the girls are a little bit nervous, but that's okay. And Sunshine and Lohas are not nervous, but it's so funny when poor Uche um tried to. It's one of the funniest when everybody is like say, oh, poor Uche doesn't know how to begin and stuff like that, and Loha and Sunshine is screaming, "Oh, let's go! Come on, Uche, go!" And
they
she's
really,
like, "Oh, yeah."
they really
It's
tease
funny.
Uche in this one for sure. I'm gonna say
Yeah, she was the
that.
one that they were.
She's quiet, so
But
we're gonna tease her.
yeah, it was like, and Uche knew it. Uche was like, "Okay, I can take everything." Okay, she was a
She's
little
like,
bit
oh shoot.
embarrassed, but about the one dance that she did, I
Oh, the
won't
stiff
tell
dance.
everything about that. But you know, Trev should watch it. It's kind of funny, but there's a lot of funny parts. That's why I was like worried that if there's a it's like 1 hour show. So, you know, of course they take cuts and there's outtakes and stuff like that, but is it gonna be like smooth? There's gonna be fun moments a lot, or how is it gonna be? So I was really happy, surprised that they were just the group that we always knew. They were the you know, they acted the same way as always, and I think
Yeah.
that's something that many who didn't know nature, I have heard that it was really they liked the episode also because um it seemed that you know they were really enjoying it, especially the last mission and stuff like that. They didn't like think where the cameras are or where the peoples are, where the MCs are. They were just like, we don't have any rules. We're just going. So it was fun.
Yeah. I mean, when it came down to Idol Room, what really came out there was that like everyone's personalities and all their whatever we know, like as fans, we already know about nature really came out there and it
Yeah,
really showed. So I think they gain a lot of fans and they gain a lot of appreciation on that episode because I
yeah. I
was
think it
enjoying
was.
myself the whole
Yeah.
time, especially when you had Lou, who's the comedian.
Yeah, that was a
she
she's a
was like,
total comedian. I didn't
she's
know that.
like, she's like, her scores were just like okay.
Yeah, she got Fs from everything. It was like I don't
Just like
care. And
okay.
she didn't know the cover choreography, but she went
Oh my
you know
gosh,
either
though.
way, and so it was
Oh my
like
gosh,
I was like,
Lo.
oh, what she's doing the next time, like
I mean,
acting and stuff like that. So
yeah. I mean, Loha destroyed that
uh,
cover group dance.
she's a
Oh my
dance
gosh.
machine. You have to say that. She and
Like,
Haru are like dance machines. Like
like
yeah,
if
like
you're gonna
they
say like
are.
if there's one if like there's usually there's like one or what is it maybe one or two members in a group that are great dancers, and they would be the ones that will memorize every dance out there. They probably have the great techniques. Yeah, we saw Haru's thing, and for me, Loha's thing, I was like, whoa. I was like,
Yeah,
she'll
Loha
just
knows
destroy
everything.
it. She's like, she knew every song that they played. She already knew
Yeah, every
the
girl
dances
group,
for it.
every boy group didn't mean like everything, freestyle, whatever. You know, it's just
No wonder,
it's,
no wonder she's like, oh, I got this. I was like, okay, let's see, and then,
yeah, she was
They
bold to
did
say
label
to
her
the
as the
MC
official
that
dance
this is
machine.
the one I'm getting an A from this. It's pretty
what's that?
bold, like before, like it's pretty bold to say that, you know, this is my thing, I will get an A from this, and then
Yeah,
actually deliver and do it. So it was fun. It was she's really good, and you can kind of see that she also has this unique, like really power way to, like a powerful
yeah.
way to dance, and that's what I haven't seen before in the latest, like the comeback before. I didn't I didn't see how powerful dancer she is. Now she's
That's what I'm talking
like
about.
full on. Yeah.
Like I said, she improved a lot. That's where you're really seeing it. So,
Yeah, she has been probably she's been working a lot.
so
You have to train a lot to be a good dancer, and she has.
that's where I'm gonna go. Like, oh yeah, this is what she did. Although I was a bit
Yeah.
surprised for someone that talks a lot, Sunshine wasn't really talkative in Aru. Interesting.
Um. Also, she no,
She
she
was very
was kind
active.
of like.
She is active, but she wasn't very talkative. And I know usually
And
she's usually the one that's like all over the place or talking. So was
yeah,
that?
but
Yeah.
even the talkative ones have to be quiet for a while sometimes.
Yeah.
That's true.
Nobody
I
can
just
talk 24/7.
I just pointed out like I was like, when is Sunshine gonna like come out of nowhere and just go crazy or whatever? And nope. What happened was Lou's the one that came out. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
okay. I did not expect that one, but okay, I'll have fun with that.
Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
mainly Lou and Loha who were like most talkative there, and then Aurora was like the dorky one, and she's fabulous in her own way. Like she's like
Aurora.
she doesn't care what people are thinking. She's like just like her animal expressions and everything like that. They're like priceless. I don't want to tell everything, but it was
It was
like
crazy.
even the
Aurora's funny.
comedians, like the MC, the comedians, they really like honestly didn't they reacted to that and stuff like that. They have probably seen a lot of stuff, but
Hmm.
Aurora is kind of unique in that way that she doesn't care what she looks like or what she does, and I really respect that in a person. And
Funny, funny you say that. I mean, she's really. I think when it comes down to talking and socializing and being in front of the camera, she's really improved a lot. I mean, whatever the radio shows she's been doing in Korea, I know she is doing one.
yeah, Chinese,
It's
Chinese, yeah.
really improving. Like she's up there already. I was like, when she's talking, I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
So
She definitely has a lot of hidden talents.
Yes, she
that's
has,
true.
and they were like, "Oh, we didn't know this talent," and she was like, "It seems like she just like, you know, got it from somewhere." Like the members were, "I didn't know you were gonna do this," or she hadn't like showed us at all, and then she
She's
just,
the magician. She has all
yeah,
the cards
she's
in her
just,
bag.
yeah,
That's
she's
a
just,
not, yeah. I remember now. I remember another part that she did when the MC said, "Go make a jump." Do you know make a jumping frog? I was like, okay.
oh, that
Wait,
that
was it
that's
is it
so
jumping
good.
frog or is it
Yeah.
stretching frog or something like that? Or flipping? No, flipping
So
frog. I think it's flipping
yeah,
frog.
she was no like yeah stretch like a stretching frog, I
Stretching
think.
frog. Yeah, stretching. I
Yeah,
think. Anyways, it's a
yeah,
frog thing, and she does a stretch, and then he goes frog. I was like, I was like, okay,
yeah. She
okay,
didn't
I got that.
imitate the frog. She just did the stretching and then quack, and
I was
nothing else.
like, and MC's like, okay. He's like, he's like, I
And
did
the
not expect
MCs
that.
were like laughing. They're like they were laughing like
Sounds about right.
crazy. Yeah, yeah.
That was
That's
brilliant for her thing.
And
Is that
that's my girl for you.
like she maintains her like you know her face like maintains the she doesn't go overboard in a way, or she goes overboard but she's like whatever, this is
She
me.
maintains her
So
composure.
yeah, you will love it.
she's
So
definitely. I would say at this point that Aurora is taking. She's taking up that road of being really great in varieties. I mean,
yeah,
before she was a bit more like quiet, but then she had all these things that you would want to know about her. But dang, like now I'm
yeah,
like,
she will.
whew.
Yeah, yeah, she's the one that really excels or really, loves variety shows because she doesn't have any boundaries. Like I love my bias, Shabin, but she doesn't go that far.
Oh my gosh. I mean, Idle Room.
Some kind of boundaries and just like laughs and like that kind of stuff. She was excellent also, but it's really good that this group has so different personalities. So I
which
think
is
I think
which is
it's really good.
shocking to me always when I see this group, and then when I see them, when I see them in a variety and they're doing so well and they're having so much fun. I'm like,
Yeah,
there should be more fans. I'm like, this group is gold, man.
yeah.
You gotta be
Maybe
standing, or
we
you
are
gotta
biased,
support
but
them.
I know like they are
I mean,
really
I'm
kind of
I'm looking. Well, the thing is, I'm looking at it in a different point of view. And when I saw an Isle Room was one of those things like, yeah, this is gold. And when you have a host like people, was it when you have the two hosts from Idol Room who used to do the hosting for Weekly Idol, they're famous
yeah,
for it too. So when they went and did Idol Room, people stopped looking at Weekly Idol and went to Idol Room. This is how big they are, and
Well,
they know how
yeah,
to.
you can't go wrong with Donnie and DEF CON.
yeah.
So
That's the best, like the
It's like
best
Cabot and
variety show.
Cabot.
Yeah,
It's like Abbott and Costello. They're comedians while
yeah,
doing this
yeah.
show, so they have just as much fun as the groups they bring on, which I think
so
is what makes the show so successful.
Yeah, and
and I
like they the best thing I really like the is it the like the most popular, not the rapper but the other one, Donny, is it?
Yeah, Donnie.
Um, yeah, the main host is Donny, and it's so like uh, he even like he doesn't care what the idols are gonna say. He just like just like if there's like in this case they were talking too much, he was like, oh, shut up or something like that, don't talk everybody or something, and
Yeah,
they,
just like the part where they were telling
yeah,
Yuche to
he kind of
do the dance.
like
He's like, okay, well, if she's gonna start, then you need to shush.
yeah, or in twice. You mean it twice in Chewy? Also, it's like, oh, I did it again. I did it all right. You didn't do it yet. You only the first one, and everybody else is saying, but she's the magnet. She's shy. No, 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 no. She does it the first time. So she kind of has. He kind of has the.
Yeah,
Sorry for the listeners, but in Finland, he and she is the same word. So I mix it sometimes. Just a
it's
random
okay.
fact.
It's okay. No, I mean that's what I'm going with. It's just that they really let the idols, they really get the best out of the idols, whoever they that bids in that show. So that's why it's always anticipated and it's always funny. So, you know,
yeah.
they just have that
Yeah,
type of swag, I guess you could say.
Their charisma is high.
yeah. That was
They rolled a high stat for their charisma.
I don't know.
They
They're
rolled a
just
natural
hilarious.
20.
No matter how, because I always have these memories of, always have memories of them when they did Weekly Idol, and it was always fun. No matter who the idols that came in there, it was just hilarious. So
It could
Yeah,
even, yeah, you could have even had a group that you didn't even know, and then
Yeah.
you still had fun time watching the show.
yeah. It's the only show that I watch boy groups. Like I'm so totally girl group oriented. So like Weekly Idol was the only one that I didn't care what the boy group. I was just like, it's gonna be fun, and they're gonna humiliate the guys anyway.
oh my
They're
gosh.
always gonna humiliate the guys. Then just like they're a little bit courteous or a little bit nicer to the girl groups, but the guys they were like they will do them too, like really really mental stuff, like insane stuff. So it's good.
Yeah.
Good.
So, I mean,
And they are
yeah.
having like two variety shows still, or at least one is gonna be on 23rd.
Oh, which one's that one?
The Acting Star, I think. And
Oh, the In Fact Star. I think you're talking
yeah,
about the
what they have done twice before.
one where
But
there's fan sign people in the background. I mean, yeah. I
yeah,
mean, not
yeah,
fan
yeah.
sign, but the
I
fan
hope
sites.
I hope there are fans in the background.
No, there is. The fan sites
Come
are
on,
gonna be
Lee.
there. Come on, come on.
Yeah,
The fan site's gonna be there. You know that.
yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. I know.
So that one's fun too. That one's gonna be a fun one
Dating,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
So
So
you
you
have any?
had some kind of idea, Paul, what we are talking next. You had a
Yeah, but any final thoughts before we
feature.
get into that? Because I want to get to that, but I want to know if we have any final thoughts on Idol Room. So
Nope, that's it.
I for one really, I guess for me, my final thought on is that it's a really, really funny show. And to anyone that wants to know nature without knowing them now, but to know them before,
Mm,
watching that show is probably the best.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it
it's a
really,
good way to introduce them to you.
and it really, you're gonna really see the, I would say the best, but also what you're gonna usually see during their V lives, because this is the exact personalities that you see in that show is exactly how they act in their V lives. So
in
this
real
is
life, yeah,
nothing
that's true.
nothing no different about it. So you're gonna see the whatever's there is what's gonna happen and thing. But the thing
Yeah,
is, in their V live, they're much crazier. So that's
yeah.
one thing I'm
One
gonna
one
point out.
notch up, like a
So
little bit
it could be
like even
it
more.
could be like one thing, and then out of nowhere it just goes out of squares. You're like, okay, bye bye. So
Yeah.
that's all I want to say about the Owl Room. So, anyways, the next thing we're gonna talk about, and I
Yeah.
think is a very important topic to get into, is the state of the fandom. I mean,
Okay, so now we
woo,
go serious
this is
stuff.
this. I would say this
We
is serious part, and there's a lot of analysis gonna get into this. And there's gonna
And
be
that's where it
sales
comes.
numbers.
Where
Yeah,
are they?
this. So whatever is being said on this segment is, it's our opinions on it. We're not gonna try. We're not dragging nature down or anything. What we're gonna do is tell the truth, and we're just gonna,
at least I
give.
am not doing it.
Anyways, well, that's the thing for me is that everything that's gonna be said here is exactly that. That we're just gonna be
Yeah,
here
just
on
personal
the spot
opinion.
and what it exactly it is and where it is right
Yeah.
now. Because I mean, let me start this whole thing because there's a lot of things to get into this.
Okay.
All right, so the good things about this whole thing, like what nature has in their current comeback, is that they managed to sell over 3,048 albums. For me, that's a good number for someone that's
That's
coming
good.
back, third or fourth time. If they were
Like
hitting the numbers
like
that I was
physical
worried
album.
about, yeah, 3,000.
Okay.
It was like 3,048 or so. If they were hitting the number I saw in the beginning, which was kind of it was kind of worrying, then I would be like, okay, so they did the reality show that didn't work out for them, or something's not working, and we don't even know
Yeah.
what it is. It's just as crazy that on the third days that they managed to, like, it seems like the sales number just like jumped. It was like it went from 400 or 300 and then just straight up 1,000 something, and then I guess it got to 3,000 where it is now.
Yeah.
The other good thing here is that we're seeing a lot more of the members overall. Like we're seeing a lot more of their personalities, and you know, it sucks that Lou's not there, but at the same time, it did bring out the other members out more, because you know, Lou's one of those main people, and when I mean main ones is because if you look at their fan sites, you look at how many fan sites per member there is. I believe Lou is second. The biggest one I feel is Chibin. Chibin has the number one, I guess, has the most fan sites out of all the members.
Yeah, that's a surprise. It wasn't in the beginnings.
So
Like these two comebacks has totally changed the popularity.
So I was like,
know.
I was surprised when I was looking all these up. I was like, well, let me look at how many fan site there is. I was thinking that Sunshine would have a lot too, but not really. I was like, she has maybe a few of them. She has the Bear one, and she has the J Sunshine, which is a new one actually. So, and then Uche has like her two most dedicated. Now, this is barring from knowing if there's any other fan sites there is, but you know, if you look at their followers, if you look at their follower numbers too, really
popular
if you look at
Korea.
Yeah, if you look at their follower,
the most popular in Korea.
I don't know. I really don't know.
I think that's
because if you look at the following numbers, right? The average follower numbers per fan site is, and probably the biggest ones over, the biggest ones are around 600-700, I think, is what I remember. The other ones are usually 200 and 100 plus. That's it. They're not getting 400, 500 followers.
Yeah.
Usually when you have a popular group and you have someone, you know, a somewhat big group, you're going to have a lot more followers because that's the popularity of the group. Now, I don't know if that correlates towards the Korean side, the local side, because I know they use Twitter. I'm not gonna say they don't use it, but they use it.
They use it.
So, but then you also have to look at the fact that even the international side is really like how do I paint the picture for the international side in Twitter? You only have one. Literally, you have basically have. Well, no. You have
the
one
international
global
side is the acorn to the tree.
Yeah. You have like basically one that's you have like basically one that's like the major one, and that one only has maybe 1,000-ish followers. I mean that's like what's going on here. I mean, this group has a lot of stuff going on, and I may be biased, but at the same time, I'm looking at this like these girls have a lot of talent. The company has been doing a lot of things to promote them. I know it's in Korea, but still, they're doing a lot of things. So, what's exactly going on here? Like,
I mean, they're doing a lot of things, but they're also playing it smart. They're not trying to force it.
So,
in retrospect.
So maybe they're like maybe the effect comes later. That's my positive thinking about it.
I don't know. I mean, if you really looked at the amount of stuff they done already,
if it comes later, when?
Yeah,
we're already in the third stage. So if it's gonna come later, the question is when, and if when, will it be too late by then?
You think so?
I'm just trying to figure out what's the issue here. Like, what is it that needs to be done, or what is what's going on here? Like, they should have been growing. Like every group should be steadily growing when every comeback they do.
Yeah.
But the thing is, for Nature, it's really odd. They have the numbers. They have maybe 1 million or so views. But where's the fandom? Where's the people to talk to? You know, you can go to Twitter and usually you would get a lot of people for certain groups. And
Yeah.
the amount of numbers you get from nature is like the small agencies, and they're not doing as much as what NCH is doing for nature. So,
Yeah.
that's the part where you have to puzzle. You're like, well, where are they? Where's all these members? Where's the
And
fans
I
or
don't. I
fandoms?
wish I would have a answer for that, but just
So,
I
I'm
want to
sure
be
we all
positive
wish
about
we
this
had an
thing,
answer
but
for it.
And then I looked at also today. I recently found the actual someone actually made a nature Discord, and that one was disappointing, the least. I mean,
uh,
they had like what 200-ish, maybe at max 300 to 400 people, and they're not really
I
talking.
really
So,
didn't know that there was a nature Discord. I
well, that's the
never heard.
problem, right? That's the problem. No one even knows a Discord even exists. I didn't even know it
Yeah,
exists until I looked at somewhere. I was
the
like,
hard,
okay.
like
So,
even like the like me and Trev, who has been like since pre-debut, and I can say I know quite a lot from the fandom also, but I have never heard about nature.
it's not about the content that nature's been giving out is pretty good and it's pretty solid. The company's doing a lot of things too. The question now is, where are the fans? That's the biggest question that's going out here, is where are they, or if there's any in the first place.
Yeah, I
Yes,
think
we hear
yeah,
about them selling out their
locally, yeah.
their fan signs. Well, where are those 300 people? Where are those 200 people? Are they fan sites or so? Even the fan sites seem very lacking. I mean, you have maybe 2-3 people per member, and those are what you consider the long time and hardcore ones, and they seem far and few also. So I'm trying to
Yeah.
figure out. I'm trying to figure out where's going on. Like, am I gonna have to be saying? I have to say, is this something a bit of worrying situation, or are they hiding, or because this is unusual for me, very uncommon for a group like this that has a one award, has this amount of views, and has sold this amount of albums, but you don't even know where the heck these fans are. I can go to a group like Saturday. I can go to a group like SIS. I can go to a group like what else? Like Purple Becks, and I could literally find these fans out there. But when I get to nature, they're like, okay, hello, hi. Are you there? Are you there, guys? No? Okay, bye.
Yeah.
So, if there was more if there was more activities for nature, if there was more activities I could see. And they've done a lot. And I'm not gonna say they didn't. Like during their first, I don't know, their first debut or their comeback, they actually talked to this YouTuber and they did something for him. So they should have gotten some sort of fans of it. But right now, what's their number in YouTube? 40,000. What's the number in their Instagram? 40,000. I mean, if I were to compare a group that debuted at the same time as nature, and I don't want to do, I'll be like, well, where's the apple and oranges here? What's going on? Is it that NCH is not doing the right thing, or is it that the fans are not, they're not promoting it, or there's no incentive? I mean, look, there's pictures of them putting it on the trains. They're putting it in different places.
Yeah.
NCH is trying everything, and they're trying to figure out themselves.
I think you're
and you
right
know this.
that there is not this kind of hardcore base that does fan projects and stuff like that. It's not. You could that would affect if there would be this kind of people who would do anything for nature.
Yeah, right.
In a way.
There should have been a fan project, right? For every member, they would do maybe a donation or something, and say, "Hey, we're gonna send something to the member in from like whatever country," and then we get that done. But there's nothing. It's like smokes. There's We don't even get
Yeah,
like there's no hashtag of a birthday. Like recently it was Aisha's
yeah.
birthday,
And there's
which
no
is happy
sub,
birthday to
there's no
Aisha
sub
from
team
Everglow.
or anything.
Yeah, but there's nothing, right? There's nothing. We don't
No.
see no pictures or anything. So is NCH World going about this the wrong way, or is there something we don't see but
Could
they
be.
see it from their side, and you know, I don't know. I'm trying to figure this whole thing.
I'm still I'm still pretty adamant about that they are getting noticed in Korea. I'm pretty sure about that. But NCH doesn't know or about international fans, or because it's not
Here's
organized at all.
Alex.
Just a fraction of.
Here's my answer to you. What's the rankings they get during their music shows? If they are getting more popular in Korea, and they do, like, put it this way, if they're making some sort of if they're making a mark during their music shows, it doesn't mean they need to win. That means if they're hitting maybe third place,
Mm.
fourth place, or they're ranking higher, and this doesn't even have anything to do with the international side. Where is it? Like, what is their rankings? Are they doing
And they
better?
have been the best that they have been has been seventh. Not with this comeback, but strange enough with Dream about like with
So
it was
that's
7 and 10 and 11, I think, or something like that.
so if I
Yeah,
went
that
and
still
looked
shows improvement though.
if I went and looked now, is that the numbers that's giving right now? Is that the rankings that we see from music shows right now? If I looked it up right now and I saw, okay, their current ranking is 6.
I
Their
don't
current
know
ranking
about this
is
comeback.
8th.
Does it even have a ranking yet? This comeback?
Yes, actually, they should have a ranking because they're in votings already.
I think
After
so.
a week or two, they should have been already being put in. But
Mm,
you know, that's the only one I've seen thus far because I'm doing the voting for. I'm doing certain votes in Elmwave, and I saw their number there. The only thing is, that's sort of I can't really correlate that situation with that because of the fact that International has votes on that, so I can't say. So I don't know.
so what was the number?
They're number 11. I mean, Purple Beck's fandom is literally eating up the votes at 0.8%, I guess,
Yeah,
and they're at 0.1%. That's why I said I can't
yeah,
correlate that. So
yeah, true.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm for the first time in a while, I'm puzzled on what's going on with nature as a
Um,
nature's success or whatever their numbers are. And
I
I
think
like
I
to look at the
will
numbers
wait
and be like,
like
okay, where's this?
next M countdown. I think I will like. There's no. It's not logic at all that Dream About You get 7th and 11th place and this comeback doesn't get any ranking. There's like, even
Now,
I am a big fan of nature. There's like, what is the reason behind that would be?
well, that's the
Of course,
thing,
they are
though.
better groups or but it's really confusing even for me that Dream About You has the best rankings, and it's like, uh it was a big comeback or whatever. Well, I don't know how to say it, but it's yeah, I haven't really thought about it at all. I was thinking maybe next week they're gonna be in the ranking shows, but they should be.
So, what's your thoughts on this, Trev? Like, like, what's your assessment overall? Like, what's going on with this fandom?
You know, uh, basically every how can I say this? Both of your viewpoints are correct. It's like where if we have all these in domestic and then international, we have a few, but they're not showing up. It comes to the fact that yeah, you question is like, where are they? We've seen that there is supposedly proof that they're there, but where? I mean, why aren't they showing up more? Why aren't they growing? Why aren't they dwindling? Why are we not seeing a fluctuation? in other
Exactly.
words.
Yeah.
Mm,
That's
Because
that's the thing. Yeah.
that's the $1 million
that's the big
question.
thing is we're not seeing a fluctuation, and that's the troubling part. It's because in normal situations you'll see either a drop or you'll see a grow or something, but we're not seeing anything.
Yeah, and that, I think Paul was also saying that, and I'm also wondering that usually every time when your physical album sales go up, when your views go up, your fandom gets bigger. So there's not like it's not logic in a way.
It's not. Yeah, that's why it's very
It's
unusual.
it's not logical or statistical
Yeah,
True.
because the
that's true.
fact
Like
that
I can't even
they're
think about a group that they they sold more or have more views, but the fandom doesn't grow.
it's starting to
I
get to
can't
the
say.
point where basically you sit there and it's like, what are you not telling us? There's
Exactly.
something. There's
Why?
something you're hiding and you're not telling us. What
Why
is
Yeah,
it?
is?
who knows?
Why
Here's the
are we
thing.
getting so many views on videos and so many views on this and so many sold out of this,
Yeah.
but the stats for fandoms isn't growing or dwindling? What's going on? What's
Yeah.
behind the silver
It's really
curtain
it's
that
really
you're not
strange.
saying?
Well,
I
that's the
have to
thing.
say.
That's the thing. I mean, we already followed so many girl groups. I mean, we already have experience in terms of a new group and then them growing, and
Mm.
none of it makes sense. None of it's adding up. So we're
Yeah,
trying to
you
figure
would
out like
understand that.
what's going on. Like, where is
You
it?
would understand that if it was downwards and there's not a lot of publicity and the sales go down, or you would understand it. It's stagnant, or how do you say it? Like,
Yeah. Well,
and now
usually
it
two
should
plus
be
two
like
equals
more.
fish, but right now 2 plus 2 equals like space-time continuum.
It's
I
a
know we're
black
like
hole.
we're
Sleep is a black hole
we're like blah
sometimes.
proportion. I'm like, okay, I know the album was good. I mean, even the stuff that's in there was pretty good. It's just now you're gonna have to tell me where can I go to talk to these fans about it? And it's like, well, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
we don't know where they are.
Where can
Yeah,
I go talk to these other people who have seen it? Oh, you
yeah.
can go talk
Popov had
here.
many.
They're
Like,
not here. Where are they?
I
Oh,
think you had
I don't know.
a lot of good. Um,
You
you
know,
speculated a lot, and one was like,
I
do they
think
have few rich, like,
here's a few
fans?
speculations I got, and the only ones that somewhat make sense is one is I've seen photos. I kid you not, Aurora has some rich fans. I seen
Yeah,
a
in
photo
China.
on
Why
yeah,
does
I
that
saw
not surprise me?
yes, I saw a photo and he's Chinese of course. The
Yeah.
fan was Chinese. He had like I think 90 or 80 albums and he showed it to her. Like she had the photo, he showed like a stack of them. I was
What?
like, "What? Are you serious?" This person had
One
like I
person
don't know if
had
it's
like
80,
90
maybe it's like
albums.
40, 50. I think it's like 40, 50 albums I think. So I'm like, "Okay, so Aurora has some pretty rich fans, I guess." So
Okay,
I'm
I
like,
may be
"Okay."
Yeah,
crazy and I may be overzealous sometimes, but god damn, that's a lot.
that's a lot.
That's a little too much.
No,
Yeah,
I'm being
even if,
serious. I'm being serious. I saw the picture on
That's
the
what I'm saying.
Duncamp.
It's
I
like
was like, "What?"
I I believe you. It's like that does not surprise me, but jeez, come
yeah,
on, man.
he
There's
had to
better
be the
stuff you could
richest
spend your money
richest.
on.
I
Yeah,
mean, I managed to buy some albums, but I can't go that far.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, no, it's like I buy the albums, but I'm not gonna buy 90 of them.
but
maybe he was collecting Aurora's photo card, and
but
he's just
but
the unluckiest man in the world.
but I'll tell you
Yeah,
this though. I will
okay.
tell you.
Even if that was the case,
Yeah.
Alex, even if I was trying to do that and I was just unlucky, I wouldn't go through 90 worth. I'd probably stop at maybe what 30 or 40?
But
Not
here's
Wait,
90.
but I'll tell you right now, that's not even crazy my numbers. I've seen in Japanese idol groups. I kid you, I saw
ISO.
someone no, not even it's
Yeah.
not even iZone. It's not even iZone. It was another group. It was some unknown Japanese group. I kid you not. That person showed the receipt, right? That receipt looked like it was going down and down, and you saw the file number.
Yeah.
You saw the file
I've
number.
seen some of those.
It's insane, right? The number I saw
Yeah.
was I think 300, 400, I think.
Yeah.
I was like,
I've
"Are you
seen-
serious?" I was like, "What?"
What was it?
I was like,
What's the group? I'll look
I think
that up.
I saw also like from because everybody knows that From iZone Sakura has like crazy fans. I saw one picture that had a lot of iZone albums,
that's nothing to them, and I'm
like
not
a
even
shop
kidding.
or something, and it
I'm
was
not even
like,
kidding.
oh no, I own all these albums. It was like, oh,
And
Oh,
what's
okay. So it was. I've seen one person have about almost 600 albums of like AKB48.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's a usual
Why?
number.
Why? I can't even.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
That's like me going out to the store and buying what 10,000 copies of Halo.
Yeah, but I'll tell you the
Why?
reason why though. Here's the biggest why. The biggest why to it is the fact that they have what you call, in America in KidCon they have the high touch, right? They have this little
Yeah.
me time thing over there for AKB. They have this little small ticket.
Well, yeah.
So every album there's gonna be a ticket in there, and it adds up per minute.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
is it per minute or per second? I know it's like that. It adds up. So they do is they
Okay,
get
if
enough of those
you
tickets.
buy a lot, you can
Yeah,
have a lot of
yeah.
time with
So
it. Oh,
I mean,
that's a good.
I mean,
point.
maybe you're buying like a dinner's worth. a dinner's worth of time for the idol. But okay, sure, they're gonna do that. And they have this thing they call the national or whatever, and they line up, and you have all these tickets, and then you can keep going back in line, and you get an extra 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
I
It
mean,
depends
yeah,
on the idol.
no, that's
yes.
that's understandable, but wouldn't you think the idol at that point would be like, starting to get a little creeped out?
So,
I think they are used.
I mean,
to
honestly, I would at that point.
anyways,
I don't know if
getting
that's
off-
just me,
yeah.
but
That's how it is in Japan. So I'm just not
well,
gonna
yeah,
question it.
and Japan's known for their crazy stuff, so it's not
Yeah,
too far fetched.
it-
But
It's hard to think that all
So,
the sales
anyways,
from nature. have
anyways,
been-
back to the point is that Nature has some rich fans. That's one of the things. Number two is that they also have multi fandom fans. I know it's a crux or it's somewhat of a taboo over in Korea to be multi fandom, but for some reason
Yeah.
it seems okay with Nature, and that's what I'm probably seeing more.
well, not only that, I think that's one of the good things, though, for a group to be a multinational and have a multinational fandom. It kind of helps branch out a bit.
So do you mean, Poe, that the local fans they have a main group and then they have nature?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that's how it works over there. They use Nature as a subunit group, I guess, and they're okay with it.
It's a bias record group, like the
Uh,
PV
They're like,
group.
okay, I'm gonna like this group. I could like, let's say I could like Wuju Sonyo, WGSN, and then at the second point, oh, I can't get to their fan site. I'm gonna go to Nature one. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Because
Oh, that's kind of.
I mean, there's always that old saying: first is the worst, second is the best.
Oh, that's a good thing. I hope
That-
it will,
Well, that's
show
probably the
some-
reason why there's a lot of albums that's being sold within the third day. I think in the third day, they probably set up all the fan signs at that time, and that's the only way I can logically think of and be like,
Mm.
how did they sell 3,000? There's no they don't have a main fandom or main thing, but they selling it out. So I'm like, okay, so if they're selling out the fan sign, then if you add those up. And if you know how much fan sign seats there are, they're usually over. It's either 100 to 300 per seats per fan sign. So hitting that 3,000 is, I wouldn't say it would be far fetched. I think it's like they have dates for it, and then when you buy it, then
Yeah, they're
they
like
constantly get it.
sold out. Like there
Well,
was
yeah,
a one
I don't think
message
they
that
would
said it's
fabricate
sold.
numbers.
No, they're
They
not.
have no
That's
reason
the-
to.
Yeah, that's what I don't see either.
So we do. There is a hardcore set, and I've seen them.
Yeah,
I mean,
locally, I'm sure about it. I'm pretty sure about it.
I
But
just
where
don't.
they are, I don't know.
I just don't think it's a lot of hardcore of them
Yeah.
out there. It's just like I said, they're just a lot of the ones that does come to nature is multi fandom. So I'm not saying I'm worried about it. I think
It's not worrisome yet, but it's definitely noteworthy.
yes,
Yeah.
because what you see is what NCH World is doing right now. You could tell that they're trying their best and they're trying really hard to get a lot of local fans. And what I mean by that is
Maybe it works.
they're trying to get the hardcore or the loyal set of fans to their group.
Yeah, and they're not thinking about the international fans yet.
I don't even think they're even thinking like international fans. I'm
No,
sorry.
they are not thinking because
They have
don't.
no reason to yet, to be honest.
Yeah, they don't
So-
sub anything
Until they
anymore,
get
like
at least
then.
a decent quota, for lack of better terms, of domestic, they're not going to really think about international.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not
they
until
go to
once they get traction domestically, then they'll think international.
the only one that they matter the most right now, and because that market is big, is the Japanese market. That's the only one they're pretty much caring about. That's why the members know Japanese. For the most part, they know Japanese, or that's what a lot of idol groups are looking into. Because
Hey, Paul, what you would think that, like, just speculation or just a dream, or like that they will go to Japan and it will still the fandom would be nowhere seen. Would that be really like impossible?
impossible for me to say that because the fact that Haru's fans are there and they do visit her. They're like the actual, the Japanese idol fans. They're really loyal to her, and I kid you not, they're loyal.
Oh, you know that?
Like one of the fan sites I'm even talking about, he's Japanese. He or she is Japanese, and that person
Yeah, I
visits
know.
Korea. And if you want to know who that person is, it's TD_nature, and that person's very
Yeah.
prominent in terms of Twitter. Like everyone
Yeah,
knows
I
who
know.
that person is.
I know. Yeah. I
Like,
know,
oh,
yeah.
TD Nature, okay, that's the one. So
And there's a lot of also in this story that is Coco based. There is a lot of Haru sites also.
I
just
don't
have
know.
the-
I
I
can't
don't
really
have
say about
the
that.
exact.
So
And
I
Instagram has also. Instagram has pretty much Haru fan sites also, or like fan accounts. So
I'm sorry, but I'm a bit biased. I like what I see when I guess I guess in the only thing I would say about the fan site is that they're showing a lot of pictures, and they're pretty good too.
Mm.
The best ones you want to get into is Allure. What is it? You want to get into Allure. You want to get into what's the other ones there is? Winter Jasmine, I think.
Mm.
So there's a lot of good ones there, and
Yeah.
I guess the best ones
Yeah.
are for Chibin. Chibin has the best fan sites.
Yeah.
Chibin has the
lucky
best
me.
fan sites. Why is that?
Lucky me.
So,
Oh, but yeah, but so the last thing I want to talk about is that there is no logic also that some of the groups that don't have any publicity or they don't perform in any variety shows, they still have more fans.
like I said,
like
it's hard to
like Saturday, or they don't
Yeah.
like you can't see in any varieties. They are not in idol rooms or Hello Counselor or Facting Star or Celu TV or
yeah.
any of those shows.
They're the
And
mystery
still they
groups.
have fans more. I just don't.
Some people like mysteries.
I have to agree with that. and they have more support.
Mystery of nature.
They
Yeah.
have more support from the international side without even the company even telling him to. They just say, "Oh, cool, we have some fans from the international side."
Yeah,
So
and I think that you talk about the like like you talked about the debut group,
yeah,
Pebbleback. It's kind of crazy that they have already established fan core. They've been like how many? 1 month or not even that. So
it's around there. It's around a month or less, I guess.
yeah,
But yeah, their
yeah, yeah.
publicity is weird. They're not going through the
Normal routes.
normal
Yeah.
channels that even nature is doing normal channels. I'm not even saying they're gonna do.
They're doing
So
so much. I can't say honestly. We have talked off air many times. I can't honestly think what NCH can do like in a publicity wise, or what the girls can do more. It's just it's just about us fans now. I just it it's on us in a
I
way.
mean, if we want to end the note about this whole discussion, is that no matter how much the company does something, no matter how much they can even try to push it out there, the one that will matter the most is the fans. If the fans are
Yeah.
not doing their part and they're just they're just having time of their life, that's okay. But it won't help the girls with their careers later on because this can't go any longer. I don't know how much longer NCH World is gonna keep going with this.
Yeah.
So that's the
They have
that's
a
the thing.
boy they have a boy group coming that I would just want to mention it that yeah,
It's
I'm
yeah.
not sure if it affects at all, but that's the thing that the company's also gonna put resources also to the boy group, and we know how suddenly boy groups can hit the popularity even in a small company. So that's gonna be interesting to see.
Okay.
Yeah,
Anyways,
but yeah, but I don't know
uh,
if we are any wiser after this discussion, but
I don't know. I think we cover a lot of points about the whole thing, and I think
Well, yeah.
it's pretty good to actually to actually talk about this.
so
And like I said, this is not to like be all worrisome about what nature is in their current state. This is to say that this is to show exactly what needs to be done, or at least
yeah.
show what the direction that the fandom should go to, or try at least to get there. You know.
I think at this point the fandom's in a state of limbo. Like we don't we're told this, but we see this, so we don't know really what to think.
Yeah.
It's like we don't know if it's just a veil being thrown over our eyes, or if like this is really what it is and it's something that like we need to change right now, which yes, we need to change right now because like we're not appearing anywhere.
So if
But
there is a listener who knows why this is happening, please write the comment so we know more. I'm really like
give us more insight.
I'm really fascinated at what Korean leaves are thinking. Like
Yeah, I want to know.
honestly,
I want to talk to an actual Korean leaf, because if we could talk to a person who knows the fandom in Korea, we would have a better
yeah,
insight about the whole thing.
yeah, yeah,
Because right now it's all speculation on the
We're
international side.
yeah, true.
Well, yeah, it's all speculation and what very few actual information we have about it.
Yeah.
So we're basically us on the international side are fabricating, well, not fabricating, but
True.
basically we're creating theories of what we think is happening or what we think is going on, but we don't have like we're not 100% facts. We have a little bit, but we don't have much to go on. So we're
Yes.
creating all these theories of what we think might be the situation or might be happening or what direction this is going.
Yeah, so the only thing that we do know is the international side. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the only thing we know. That's the only facts we know. We know the international side. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the state where it is now. Now we all know, even as international, is that the most important is the domestic. So
Yeah.
I rather that we
So if
find
I
information or yeah.
yeah, if we would know that they are like in really good situation in domestically, I wouldn't be worried about the international so much.
Yeah, it would be more
I'm like, yeah.
like here's a question. Here's a question I want to ask from you two is let's say that let's say that we found out that there is good domestic numbers and that there is a lot of good there's like the growing fans there, but the international is in a stagnation. What would you do? Like if there's one thing you would want to do is what would that be basically?
This is a good question.
I think me and Trev symbolize the whole fandom because we don't know what to say.
Um, if it were to come to the light that domestic was doing fine and international was lacking, but still there, I mean that's a positive first because it's
Yeah.
still there. Um, but I think it's more of we ourselves on the international side have
Mm.
to do more. I mean, yeah, we don't have the luxury of going to the music shows or the reality shows or any events they do. But there's still other things we can do. We can still promote in our own ways. We don't have the true like live experience, but it's more of we have we're a bigger part because domestic is one thing, but international is the rest of the world. So we have more chance to spread the, for lack of better terms, spread the joyous virus of what is nature and what
Makes sense.
what they want to do as a group.
Yeah. You could say that.
We
I
have
think
Just poetic. Yeah.
we have a lot more avenues of approach to spread the the infectious personalities of our ladies and
True.
get more people at least aware of them.
Yeah,
Not
I think
necessarily
honestly,
liking them, but at least
yeah,
aware of who they are. Like, yeah, you don't have to stand nature, you don't have to like them, but you at least know who nature is.
yeah,
Like,
that's a good start.
yeah, I agree with that one.
And I
I
think if I knew that there are more, that they are okay domestically, that would motivate me also. And I think like I don't know, like
I think
we
if we
can
were
do
made
more, we could
aware
do more.
that domestic was fine,
Yeah,
us international fans would have more closure and feel better
yeah,
and be able
yeah,
to focus more on promoting internationally than
yeah.
true.
worrying about
Yeah,
how their domestic is doing.
yeah, we are really worrying, and I'm almost paranoid what's happening.
Which is
But
why I say this us international fans are kind of in a state of limbo where we don't know the full extent of what's going on. We don't know how domestic is doing. We can kind of see how international is doing, and we're basically using that as a reflection of what domestic might be and hoping it's not like that because
yeah,
the fact that
that's right.
international is so low. But since the fact that we don't know how domestic is doing, we're in a state of limbo. We don't know whether to be worried or to basically say, you know what, I have faith, so I'm going to keep that faith and try to focus on something else
Yeah,
to try
that's
to
a
help
good
the
way
other
to.
side.
Yeah, Good way to end the program.
Yeah, that's the way to end it. I wanted to end it in a positive result. And
In a positive note.
yeah, that the thing for me, and the final say I wanted to talk about this, and my answer is that if we knew that domestic is doing well, and I'm hoping and I'm wishing that they are doing well, is that once we were provided that information and we have some sort of update on that, then yeah, of course, at that point on, we can go ahead and be like, okay, we'll start promoting all these areas out there, and to show, oh man, we are proud because the domestic side is doing well. We're proud of the fandom Leaf, and we can literally go out there and be like, yes, this is why, and I'm proud to be a Leaf, and there's a lot of us out there. We can get this all done, and I'm not saying if they weren't doing well. The thing is, I would say at this point, the only thing that could be done is to just promote them and just making sure that we can get their names out there. It doesn't matter how we get it done. It means we do memes out of them in a fun way, or whatever the case is, or do some sort of fan project out there and have more people participate. The thing is that the thing that should be done is to just literally help NCH, promote these girls in ways that even they can't do it in themselves, because the power of many people and many fans outweighs certain things that even a company can do. So that's the thing I'll say about that.
Well, yeah, there's only so much the company can do. I mean, it's basically the relationship between them and their fans. It's give and take. The company can only do so much. It's up to the fans to put in the rest of the effort. And personally, I want to believe that the domestic side is doing good, if not doing amazing or great. I want to believe that, but it's where I come back to the thing of us being in limbo. The fact that we don't have enough evidence or stats to prove that domestic is doing fine, it gets you thinking, is like, where are we at as a fandom? Are we good? Are we bad? What do we need to do to change it if we're bad, to change it to good? What? We need some sort of info.
Yeah.
So I want to say that domestic is doing good, but I don't know for sure. I can't be 100% sure because we have no info.
So
I want to promote, and I want to
if
do
we
all this
have
stuff
a
for
Korean,
international.
if we have a Korean listener somewhere, just contact us, and we're happy to get you as a guest, because we are really.
I know, right? If we can get a Korean guest
Yeah, I
in here,
would really want to know.
that would be something. So I like to end on that note for this podcast. So.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you have any fans who has listened to this or watched this and has their own thoughts on it, leave it down in the comments below. We would like to hear exactly what your thoughts about it. Also, I mean, we also talk about a lot of things in this podcast. I just think the main one at this moment is the state of where the fandom is. So
yeah, and if there's anything that you think you might want us to discuss or talk about or even think about, leave it in a comment. We're open to suggestions.
Yeah, if you like this too, just give us a like. Self-promote, but that's it. That's all I'm gonna say there. So I think this is it. This is the end of the podcast. We've been talking for some time, and I think it was okay for this one. This whole segment, I didn't want to control too much, and I wanted to make sure that we get all the points across. So
yeah.
Anyways, you guys
We
have
have
any
only
final words?
one more thing to say, right?
Oh yeah, before we end the show, we gotta say that one thing that nature says at the end of shows or the beginning of shows, when they put their hands together and they do the
and the Leaf say also.
Yeah, and Leafs do this too. So what is it?
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
2, 3.
Anything.
That was off base, but that's fine. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
So basically, nating is basically what it is. So.
Knitting.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Nating. Ah, what a long show. What a long show. Anyways,
Yeah.
have a good day. Have a good night. And wherever you are, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, and
Stay
night,
classy.
So. Yeah, that's you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.